It's Madden NFL 24 on EA Sports. And up next is Demario Davis, who really led his defense last week.
The calendar has turned to December, and we're in the home stretch now as we're underway in Week 13.
And no run back here, so they'll bring it out to the 25. So here come the Saints to take over for the first time. And here's the new man under center. After 9 seasons as a Raider, Derek Carr is the guy.
I think his task in this game is really simple. Eliminate the turnovers. He threw 2 interceptions last week. I can't believe I led with that because he had 3 touchdown passes.
Right.
So there's a lot of good that he did, but he's got to take care of the ball better. The ball has to go to guys wearing the jerseys that they're wearing this week, not the opposition.
Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete.
You talk about this Lions defense.
They played extremely well last week in that win over the Packers.
Have to admit, I was extremely impressed by what I saw. They ended up getting 4 sacks in the game, stayed in the face of the quarterback the entire time, made it difficult for him to step up and find receivers downfield.
And that's what they told us this week, that pressure on the QB is key.
And CD, defensively, you're going against a hot quarterback coming off a 3-touchdown game in their victory a week ago. Well, what's the big key for them to try to slow him down?
You ask all the tough questions, don't you, partner? Because with this guy, if you blitz him, he takes advantage of that man coverage and burns you. But if you bring on those extra DBs, he sits back there and does what he wants. To me, it's going to be those DBs. When they catch the ball, big-time tackles really put it on those receivers.
A look at the numbers last week for Olave.
5 catches, 65 yards.
And I get the feeling that he loves this matchup. I mean, the unit he's going against is in the bottom half of the league against the pass. He had to have circled this one on the schedule and said to himself, this should be a big game.
Throwing again on 2nd down, but this time it's incomplete.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to leave him with a 4th down. 4th down, so on is the punter, Riley Dixon. Back deep, Khalif Raymond. And this is a beauty as that ball's going to angle out at the 6-yard line. So here are the Lions now backed up for their first drive.
Bringing them out is a guy who has spent a decade as a starter in this league, the 2019 Comeback Player of the Year, Ryan Tannehill.
So this is what we find out about the game plan and the trust factor, don't we? In this situation, the natural thing is take care of the ball, run it inside, everyone cover it. Just, get yourself some room and let your punter punt it out of there. But when you really got a QB you can trust, you might want to take a little shot early and try and create some space.
A gain of 3, 2nd down.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
One thing that you're going to see from this offense is that they love the matchup with their wide receivers against this secondary. That one wasn't successful, but don't expect them to back away from attacking all game long.
Throwing on 3rd down, Tannehill.
Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is going to have a Lions first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. The Lions at 10-1 now on the year. And I tell you, it has been a few months now since they've tasted defeat, and they are without question the hottest team in football.
And I'm really not sure who's going to beat them right now because, to me, they have to be the favorites to go all the way because they're not just beating teams, they're dominating them. It's been fun to watch them play, not just in their winning, but how they're getting it done.
It's Kareem Jackson making the play defensively.
You look at this Saints defense,
and they're a unit that struggled some against the run, no doubt, coming in 25th out of 32 teams.
One thing players always tell us is that they never really pay attention to numbers. I don't believe them for a second. They know where they rank, okay? They're not quite at the top, but they're far from the bottom. But let's face it, they want to move up. And in order to do that, they got to look at each other and make sure everyone's taking care of their assignments in order to play the run better.
3rd down and 10.
shotgun snap for Tannehill. And he is caught. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, defense.
A little too much extracurricular there.
When you have a game with a lot of contact, tensions are going to run pretty high. You're going to be emotional, but you have to harness it somehow, and he didn't on that play.
So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10. Now it's Tannehill off the bootleg.
That pass caught. It's Williams.
And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another 1st down.
And time to give some credit to the big fellas, the offensive line here, because you've got to have good protection on crossing routes, because you've got to give your receiver time to work all the way across the field. That time, be able to scan the field, spot his receiver moving left to right, and make a good, accurate throw. Thank you, guys.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11.
Montgomery back to the ground. And able to get him inside the 5 here, just inside the 5 to about the 4. A solid run on 1st down, gain of 7, leaves him with a 2nd and 3. They'll keep pounding here with Montgomery. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit.
David Montgomery. That's his 18th rushing touchdown of the year. And the Lions are on the board first here this afternoon.
Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away.
And Gibson decides against bringing it out.
New Orleans Saints, they get ready to set up shop for their 2nd drive.
Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time, hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone.
On play action, now Carr.
And that throw behind his man. He missed him, incomplete. Now, this defense for the Lions, they played extremely well last week in that win over Green Bay.
I have to admit, I was extremely impressed by what I saw on tape, because they stayed in the face of the quarterback the entire game, ended up getting 4 sacks total, and made it difficult for him to step up and find receivers downfield. Also made it hard for him to escape the pocket and run.
That one covers 24 yards. It's a 1st down. A give to Kamara running right. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41.
Now that was an excellent run. And when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block. But the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes. So when they block on a big-time running play and create extra space, you've got to hit the jackpot there.
And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. Only a gain of a yard, but that's all they needed.
2nd and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on 3rd down and pick up the 1st down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the 1st down. That's exactly what they did. The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
This a 2nd and 7 from the 37.
Shotgun now for Carr.
Going right back to Wilson.
And it's going to be another 1st down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 22-yard line. It's a pickup of 15 and a fresh set of downs. Carr now on 1st down. And they're going to get him. He's sacked back around the 28. Carlton Davis speeds in for the sack on the corner blitz.
Oh, my goodness. Was that a defensive back that got to him with the pressure?
Oh, look at the former defensive back. You're all smiles up here.
I hope everybody can hear my smile on that play.
And now the ball's out. Carr lost it. Fumble. And this is scooped up by the Lions. The big man, get the oxygen tank ready. return for the Detroit touchdown. Big boy earning his lunch. That's what you call rumbling with the ball, Charles.
Big man with football. He wasn't just earning lunch, Brandon. He was earning dinner. He was
midnight snack.
Everything that you could possibly do, he did it on that play to pick up the ball and go.
Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And that'll make the score 14-0. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there. Grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6.
And Gibson decides against bringing it out.
Out onto the field comes New Orleans. They find themselves in a good-sized hole here, and a good-sized hole early on in this game as they come up on first down. Now Carr.
Olave holds it in.
And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
They'll bring a tight end in motion right. On second down, Kamara. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
I know what you're thinking out there. I know a lot of you are thinking, take a shot downfield. It's a great spot for it. I'd say maybe later in the game, definitely in the second half. But right now, I think they were just trying to get some momentum built. Get a first down, pick it up, and keep moving.
Carr now on first down. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down.
Brandon, we saw these defenders flying to the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up second and 10. Toss wide side. This is Kamara. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on that one as it brings up a third and 10.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Ready for the second quarter from New Orleans. It's the Saints in possession. Here's third and 10. As they've got it as we resume action. Throwing his Carr on third down. They'll set up the screen now to Kamara. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. The Saints first down there on a gain of 11.
And this pass rush has really been bringing the heat and has already gotten home a few times here in the first half. So how about the play call there? Sometimes if you can't protect, you've got to fool them. Screen passes like that can take a little steam out of what's been a relentless rush so far.
Carr's throw caught by his receiver, Hill.
And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another first and 10. Back to the ground. It's Kamara.
And he'll get this just inside the 30-yard line.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
On second down, here's Carr. And that is incomplete. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They look lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
They need to get this to the 24 on third down. Throwing now is Carr.
They'll get this out to Kamara.
And he won't quite make it. He needed 6. He got about 5. Fourth down. Here's Dustin Hopkins now to try the field goal. From the left hash, it's a 42-yard attempt.
Check. Unlock line.
Hopkins' kick is good. And they will get themselves on the board here at 14-3.
So, Charles, they are on the board after that kick. So 3 drives, 3 points. Obviously not the start that you were hoping for, but they're able to erase that 0 off the scoreboard.
Yeah, I guess what you're saying is a point of drive is not what offenses are striving for by any stretch. They're happy they've got 3 now. They hope that that unlocks their offense for bigger points down the road.
David Montgomery and the Lions about set to begin this next series.
At his current pace, sure looks well in line for a 1,000-yard season, but some of the older folks watching that remember the 12-game seasons in the NFL probably say, man, it was a lot harder to do that back then.
Yeah, even the 14-game seasons. And, you know, when we talk to those veteran runners, some of those guys who wear gold jackets, right, and appear in Canton, they look at this and go,
he's got it at the 15. A big play there for Detroit. 62 yards.
This offense is looking very comfortable here in this first half. Very relaxed, very smooth, very efficient. No wasted motions. Things are definitely going their way, and they continue to move the ball downfield.
On 1st and 10, here's Gibbs.
And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit.
Jahmyr Gibbs,
his 5th touchdown now on the year.
And the Lions are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
Here's Badgley now to try to add the PAT. And it's 21-3. That drive started on their own 25. 2 plays, 75 yards later, into the end zone. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away.
And Gibson decides against bringing it out.
Back out onto the field now comes the New Orleans offense.
And this, let's face it, an important drive if they're going to get back into this ballgame.
Think about going into the locker room down 21-10 as opposed to 21-3. 21-10, a little more optimism, a little more bounce around the locker room, a little more discussion about how they're going to finish this thing up.
And now off to the races down the right side. A big-time play there for New Orleans. And even 60 yards.
And the offense is saying to itself right now, if only they were all this easy, because he was wide open. And once he made the catch, plenty of room to work his way downfield. That was a breakdown on the defensive side of the ball, one that they want to fix immediately.
Drops this off to Kamara out of the backfield. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate.
And he's got it. Touchdown, Saints. Taysom Hill, an 11-yard touchdown.
And the Saints are able to cut into that deficit.
Hopkins with the extra point, and it makes the score 21-10. Scoring summary, 3-play drive, and it ends with a touchdown for New Orleans.
Here comes Khalif Raymond from his end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. Detroit's offense ready to take over. And they, if you just look at this game, Charles, on paper, they've got the edge, no doubt. They're hanging around the top of the NFC. On the other side, you got a squad that's towards the bottom of the NFC. But when we mentioned that to the coaches, they were having no part of it.
Yeah, and I like how you said when we mentioned it. In fact, I mentioned it, and I upset them a little bit, didn't I? Because they wanted no part of that one, and I was reminded, like a 5-year-old, this is the NFL. Any given Sunday, anything can happen. They are guarding against the upset.
So 2nd and 4 from the 22.
Here's Tannehill. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Well, you most certainly don't want to go 3 and out here and give the football right back, because your friend, Old Momentum, he's wondering if he should change sidelines about right now. And if you don't convert here, guess what? He's going to make the trek to the opposite side, and all of a sudden, you've got a battle on your hands.
It'll go as a gain of 4, and it'll be 4th down.
Well, it wasn't a big strike. But that completion put them in really great range. What do we have now, 4th and inches?
Yeah, it's not more than a half a foot.
You know what I would do here?
You would always go for it.
I'm one of those guys.
And, boy, that's going to be close. He didn't get much at all there, but he got the first. Looked like they might have held him defensively, but the referee signals it will be a first down. Again, they'll go ground with Montgomery. And not a whole lot there, maybe a yard to the 27.
Give them credit for trying, but there's no fooling the defense with that call. They were reading run, and they set up to stuff the run, and then executed.
To throw on second down is Tannehill. And this is caught by Williams. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. The catch and run pays off for 29 yards.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
Meanwhile, Tannehill's throw complete there to St. Brown.
And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is, because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
Well, he's smart enough to avoid the taunting rule, but I guarantee he quietly has told them, you might want to stop coming after me downfield because I just broke up another pass and took away a big shot that you were trying to succeed with.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal. They'll run with Montgomery. And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. David Montgomery with his 19th touchdown, his 2nd of the game, as his guys have opened up a very comfortable lead. Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And the lead is up to 18 now. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away.
And Gibson decides against bringing it out. The New Orleans offense set to take over. As this offense comes back out here, Charles, they're trailing in this ball game. And they've been on the sideline for a while. They did score their last time out, but they just had to watch that long, sustained drive, so we'll see if they can shake the rust off.
Yeah, and that's always a question that you have when you have to come off the bench after having sat there for a long time. Are you ready to go? Are you loosened up? But even more so, are you mentally alert and ready to put your best product out there?
Carr to throw on 2nd down. That one complete to Hill. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup. Carr going to try and throw on 3rd down.
He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
Well, they came up with points in their first 2 possessions, but it looks like they'll come up empty here on their 3rd drive. The defense finally starting to get locked into them a little bit. Might have to go a little bit deeper into their playbook on their next possession.
It's a 42-yard punt. They keep him to just a yard on the return, and the Lions will take over. And Detroit getting set to go now.
And not an abundance of time remains on the clock, Charles, but you would think more than enough to try to extend this lead before intermission.
And when you're talking about extending the lead, I think you're talking about aiming for the end zone because there is plenty of time for that. The fallback is to get 3. But in your mind, you put 6 on the board right before the half. That's a heck of a dagger and great momentum to carry into the locker room.
They take a shot downfield there, but it winds up falling incomplete.
That's some good closing speed there defensively, because that looked open for a minute. But that's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up, converged on his man, and broke the play up.
Back to throw, Tannehill. And his throw here's incomplete.
Nice back-to-back plays defensively. They're stacking momentum now. 1 incompletion, 2 incompletion. They're going for more.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Now yet another incompletion here as they fail to connect on 3rd.
That might be the 3rd down stop that they needed, because they've had a lot of trouble slowing down this offense in the first half. This might be their opportunity to get off the field.
And here now the punter Fox as he sends this one away.
So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Saints will take over with a 1st down and 10.
The Saints offense going to head out now late in this first half. And with a 3-score deficit staring them in the face, they might have to press the issue here and try to get points out of this drive.
Throwing on 1st down is Carr. And that'll be incomplete.
No sense risking anything there on 1st down. Even though he's still in the pocket, he had a receiver out to his side, so just put that in a spot where the only people who can make a play on it are the trainers and the coaches. Well done.
Carr again here on 2nd and 10. That's to his running back. It's Alvin Kamara. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop him with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. Carr to throw on 3rd and 1.
Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
His back has been a dependable safety valve all game, so he went back to him when his first read was covered. Just unable to connect, so the play results in no gain.
Dixon, the punter, is on as he sends it away. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt, and out will come the offense as they take over.
Jamison Williams out onto the field as his guys take over on offense.
He's been really good in the yardage category, yet to hit the end zone, however.
A minor blemish against him right now, because the work he's doing catching the ball, in some ways he's helping serve as good ball control, because the big plays that he's making have really helped out his team.
Absolutely. They're winning on the scoreboard here in quarter number 2. Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
And with apologies to Dylan Thomas, apparently they're not going to go gently into the half. They're still out there firing haymakers. They took a chance on a deep ball there, but it winds up incomplete.
He's airing it out for Williams. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
The offense schemed going 5 wide, trying to create a chance for the big shot, and they took it. If he comes down with that one, that's a huge offensive swing. But credit the defense with a nice play, knocking that one away.
Throwing on 3rd down, Tannehill.
They'll try and lay this out for Chosen.
That's caught inside the 20. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far.
Halftime over, no problem with us. We skip right to the 3rd quarter and continue this midseason contest.
And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. The Lions in the lead, and they're going to get the football first as well as the second half is underway. Here's Khalif Raymond to return.
And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20. And the Lions getting set to go on offense to start the 3rd. As this offense takes the field to begin the opening drive of the second half, Charles, remember in that first half, good through the air and really all around an outstanding offensive performance.
Absolutely. They reached the end zone several times. The passing game working awfully well, and most importantly, partner.
Yeah, they went into the tunnel with a lead. They come back out with that lead.
Absolutely. NFL coaches, we know they're perfectionists in a lot of ways, but they had to like what they saw in that first half.
On second down, here's Gibbs.
And he got blown up on that play. Back at the 20. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up third down.
And that's what this defense is going to need to do more in the second half. Good pressure that time, forces some indecision in the backfield. He's going to wind up being taken down for a nice loss.
Still needing 10 yards. Now it's third down.
A shotgun snap for Tannehill.
He's got his target. That's complete. And he is going to have a Lions first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the third quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
Now they show jet sweep, but instead a run up the middle here.
And he'll work this forward for about 3. It's second down.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
Outright caught by Chosen.
2 catches in the first half. Now he's got a third here, and it's good for a first. Tannehill. And that'll be caught. It's St. Brown.
And he will step out of bounds down near the 10-yard line.
A big play there for Detroit. 48 yards.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
First down, here's the run with Montgomery. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. It was Cameron Jordan who came in and got him. First down, a bit of a disaster, and now on second and goal, back even further. Tannehill now to throw. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Well, partner, guaranteed they approach this play with the idea of making up ground to make third down manageable. Unfortunately, with that incompletion, right back where they started on the last snap. Now they need a big third down play in order to pick up the yardage needed.
And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. That pass play good for 7, but it still brings up a 4th and goal. Badgley able to knock this one through, and that will extend their lead even further.
Well, they picked up right where they left off in the first half. First drive after the break, they come away with 3 and increase that lead.
Yeah, and you just want to keep building on that lead, don't you? Whether it's 6 points or 3 points, take everything you can get, keep maneuvering, keep adding to it, keep making it difficult for them to come back.
And Gibson decides against bringing it out.
Now the attention turns to the Saints offense getting ready for their first possession of the second half.
Carr going to lead the Saints up here, 1st and 10.
At their 25-yard line. They'll try and start this drive in the air.
The pass caught by Olave.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. Now I think we're going to get a timeout here. Yes, a timeout here as it looks like we've got a Lion that's shaken up. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Now Carr. They'll set up the screen now to Kamara. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. Despite the completion, they're going to wind up losing 3 there. Second down.
I don't know how well our microphones are picking it up for those of you at home, but Charles, you and I can hear it. A lot of groans right now coming from this crowd.
I don't know if we're picking up what's happening in the stadium or from the people who are supporting this team at home, because it's coming through loud and clear to you and me. This offense, they've been stuck in neutral much of the game. And on that last play, they actually went in reverse. I think this crowd would have liked neutral, don't you?
Yeah, neutral would have strongly been preferred. They'll take anything positive at this point.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And this is going to be incomplete.
And there's another stop. One of the league's best defenses is certainly bringing it again this week.
Here's Riley Dixon now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. 35 yards that time on the punt.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
So here come the Lions now. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it, forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize. Like going to the county fair, you don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material.
They work now on 2nd and 9.
Now Tannehill. Looking for Watkins, and it's intercepted. The safety, Terrell Edmonds, picks it. And the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line.
Quite a bit here, several scores, but yeah, at least that's a start, Charles, getting the interception here. And look, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so this thing not done yet.
You're right about that, Brandon. This defense, they haven't quit on this game. They stayed with it and got an interception and handed the ball back to their offense. And what you wonder about is the team that just threw that interception, they've got to be careful about developing a sense of complacency and thinking this game is over. Well, these are the situations that really test the defense, those sudden changes. They're already inside field goal range to start the possession. Their goal now, keep it to a long kick if indeed they end up trying one.
Now Carr. That's complete to his running back, Kamara. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30.
yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
Boy, that one was well read defensively. And this is all about diagnosis as a safety and being decisive, because he saw it setting up in front of him, able to knife through there and make the play.
To throw, it's Carr.
Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he is going to have a Saints first down. They needed 5 there on 3rd down. He winds up getting 7.
Now Carr again. Drops this off to Kamara out of the backfield. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And that will bring up 2nd down.
That's a good job there by the corner. We do talk about this a lot, that a lot of corners see their job as simply covering receivers. Tackling isn't everyone's thing. But in this case, he came up quickly and made a nice, sure tackle.
Kamara up the middle. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Throwing his Carr on 3rd down. And he's got him. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. A 20-yard touchdown.
And the Saints are able to make some inroads here to that deficit.
Hey, check that. Check that.
Extra point good by Hopkins. And the lead will be cut down to 14. A drive that time of 6 plays. And it all culminates in a Saints touchdown. Oh, a good return up past the 30. And he takes it all the way across the 40 before going out of bounds.
At some point, we're going to get it through our heads. Special teams, special teams, special teams. The spark that often wins games.
Drive starts with a run from Gibbs.
And not much there at all. Maybe a yard up to the 43.
Sometimes you're aligned perfectly and the play comes to you, and sometimes you got to cover some ground to go make the play, as we just saw there.
We saw a great example of perseverance right there on that play.
Got to be careful. They might want to throw one over his head as this game progresses.
Now left side on the swing pass. So give him 2 yards there on the completion. 3rd and 7 now.
I know it was a gain, but you have to sense probably a little bit of disappointment there, because when it's out there in open space, I think they expect to get more out of a play, don't you?
Especially when you're getting it to your guy out of the backfield. You're expecting him to be able to create something, be a little more shifty.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Good open field tackling held it to an okay gain.
Flushed out right.
Oh, poor decision there, and it's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Paulson Adebo. And the Saints are going to have the football here at their own 35-yard line. So a potential momentum shifter there, working with a 2-score lead, 3rd quarter, but that, not the smartest of throws.
I would agree with you on that one, because this game is still very much in the balance. It felt pretty one-sided to this point, but now, if these guys can turn this turnover into points, things could start getting a little more interesting.
That play going for 16 yards to start the drive. 1st down. They'll pound it up the middle with Kamara. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down. 3 quarters in the books. Back now here live in New Orleans. It's the Saints who hold the football, but they're trailing as we begin the 4th quarter of play. So their task a little bit more difficult now. 2nd and 13 that they're walking up on. Here's Carr.
And we take it in by Shaheed.
They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down.
As long as you go through your proper reads and progressions, the drag route can be one of those old reliable plays, because usually it's good for a good chunk of yardage, as we just saw there.
And those guys like it, right? They can get the ball with a full head of steam.
Especially against man coverage, because man coverage, they're typically running away from someone and not worried about traffic coming out on the other end.
Carr completes it. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. Call it a gain of 5 as they move the sticks. And in a two-score game, obviously, every play, every third down, like we saw there, magnified, big pickup.
It was a huge pickup. What they really want, though, is to not even get to third down. They've got to maximize time and conserve as much as possible.
Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
That was a good run, and it got to the second level. And what I mean by that is that's where the linebackers usually play. First level being the defensive front, last level being the secondary. But the strong safety position ended up making the tackle, and oftentimes we call them a hybrid. Combination defensive back, combination linebacker. We saw the linebacker make the stop.
7 catches for him now, and this last one, a first down. A 10th carry for Kamara. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
So not quite a 1st and goal just yet as they come up now 2nd and inches. They run it again with Kamara. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. 4 yards on the play, and that leads to the 1st and goal. Now, yes, a 2-possession game, but a good chunk of time on the clock, so they have the ability still there to run it on 2nd and short, but maybe they need to pick it up a bit.
You're right. They did pick up the first down there, but they, as you mentioned, they have to pick up the pace now because it's a 2-possession game. They've got to get there twice to make sure they have a chance to win.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. And just one man in the backfield here. That's Kamara, 2nd and goal. They'll send a receiver in motion to the right.
Here's a fake on the jet sweep, and instead a give up the middle.
And he's going to press this one forward as they stop him right around the 1. Give him right around 4 on the carry. We'll see if they want to keep pounding here on 3rd and goal.
Well, sometimes I get caught in hyperbole, but I think they desperately need to punch this one in. They're running out of time.
Yeah, 2-score game, second half. You're down here. This is the time to put it in the end zone.
Man, not going to get much better than this for an opportunity.
Again, Kamara, but he will lose yardage here as they knock him back to the 3.
A 3-yard loss. 4th down now.
I know they're going through all the possibilities right now, but the truth of the matter is a field goal doesn't do them a ton of good. It'd still be a 2-score game, so to me, go for it. Go for it boldly.
Now Carr, gotta have this one. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. Kamara on 4th and goal, unable to get in. And the Lion defense able to come up there with a goal line stand.
And they start things off with a carry by Gibbs here.
And a nice pickup as this one gets him to the 10-yard line. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
If you can keep getting gains like that, Charles, with the lead here in the 4th quarter, I mean, keep running it, right?
No doubt about it, but what the offense coordinator has to do is understand. They're going to continue to stack the line of scrimmage. What runs do you have in your arsenal that'll work against a stacked box and continue to move the ball?
And mark him down way up close to the 40 at the 39.
56 yards rushing for him now as his fine rookie season continues.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Now it's Tannehill.
Setting up the screen. This is Gibbs.
And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. 2 chunk plays in a row. The last one was over 20 yards, and so is this one.
But when you're up by 2 scores in the 4th quarter and you're going to throw the football, expect to see a lot of man coverage because usually what comes along with man coverage is pressure. So if you're a play caller and you want to keep throwing the football, that's fine. Just make sure your offensive line understands they're going to get additional guys running at the quarterback.
Let's go.
They'll work from the 36 on 2nd and 6.
Back to the ground, this time Montgomery. And tough sledding. He'll get maybe a yard. Stop short of the 35.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, But they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 22-yard line. The drive stays intact with a pickup of 13. Big hook up there, forced to throw it on third down. The connection's going to keep the drive alive and also keep the clock moving.
Yeah, and from a defensive perspective, didn't get a sack, didn't knock the ball free, didn't break up the pass. The clock keeps running on you. You're in a dire situation now.
Now a timeout here, at least for the moment. Looks like one of the Saints is injured, shaken up on that last play. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside.
First down, they run again. Here's Montgomery. And he's brought down right at the 5-yard line. Give him 2 on the play.
The yards may start getting a little tougher to come by down here near the goal line. That's good work defensively there on first down, holding them to a short gain.
Here you go, right here.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Lions in possession of the football as we welcome you back. They've got a 2nd and goal now as they look to add a few more points here onto their total.
Straight ahead with Gibbs here.
And he gets halfway there from the 4 to the 2 on a gain of 2.
Now a timeout here, at least for the moment. Looks like one of the Saints is injured, shaken up on that last play.
A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play, 3rd and goal. Eluding the pressure right. And it's intercepted at the goal line.
Picked off by Paulson Adebo. And the Saints are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. So a good drive with a bad ending, Charles. They move it down the field well. Cannot finish it off, though, as it's intercepted in the end zone.
Deflating, that has got to be the word here because they were sharp in moving it down the field. But sometimes you start thinking like a touchdown is a given, and it doesn't always work out that way as we saw there.
Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete.
Passing lanes, tough to come by with so many defensive backs on the field here late in the game. And it's not just the number of bodies, it's their quickness and their agility that makes it tough to complete a pass.
Another throw on 2nd down, and this one incomplete as well.
Back-to-back incompletions, but we know this is definitely 4-down territory. Time not on their side. I don't think they want to try and get the first down in 2 installments. I think they got to go and get it right here, right now.
And he's going to be brought down back at his own 6-yard line. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2, as they stop it prior to what will be an important 4th down.
Throwing his Carr. That's caught by Wilson. And he is going to have the Saints first down. And that was something else. A big pickup on 4th and long to give them a new set of downs. It's complete. Kamara.
And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line.
2nd down, 8 yards to go. Here's Carr. And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down.
Well, this defense has been physical all game long, and it certainly looks like they're not going to back off and make things any easier. They want to keep making life miserable for the receivers all the way to the end.
Carr to throw.
And I think that one might have been intercepted, but he will be ruled out of bounds. So this will go only as incomplete.
That means it's just one last chance left, and this has to be a first down or a touchdown. Game's over.
The decision made for them. They've got to go. It's 4th down. Now Carr.
And that will be incomplete. Looked like it might have been intercepted, but he's out of bounds. And a good thing, too, probably. That would have cost him yardage. And now they'll get the ball back on the turnover on downs.
We've got to have 2 hands on the football here as they run on first down.
Now the Saints will use their third and final timeout as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go in the game.
Now a give to Gibbs, running left. And even though he gets out of bounds to stop the clock, it's not going to matter. That first down going to be enough to write a finish to this one.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter.
Oh, what a heck of an effort there as he'll make the diving catch. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal. Throwing now, Tannehill. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Yes, sir. How about an attaboy there on first down? Got his hand in and knocked it away.
They'll try again here from the 7 on 2nd and goal. Now a play fake, and it's Tannehill.
There's Laporta. He's got it. Touchdown, Lions. A 7-yard touchdown grab. And the Lions add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week.
Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
And Gibson decides against bringing it out.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense.
Facing a big fourth-quarter deficit here, things not looking good. You know, this offense, though, they've been in the top half of the NFL so far this season, but in this one, well, their defense has really struggled.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
Tough series for the passing game. Things just aren't clicking. Hopefully they can come through on this play and get this series back on track with a completion for enough yardage for a first down.
Carr.
To the sideline and incomplete.
And that's the knowledge you gain from being in this league for a long time. He's learned the hard way when to give up and fight another down. And that's a smart move to throw it away.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. So this one's over. It's a win for the Detroit Lions, and a little bit of a surprise they lose the turnover battle, but wind up winning the ballgame.
And this is very unusual because you know all teams stress winning the turnover battle as a key indicator to winning ball games. So when you get something that goes against the grain like the one we saw here, it's quite the oddity. Now let's face it, they'll be very happy that they pulled this off, but they do know that in the future they've got work on taking care of the football.